Welcome, classic rock fans, to a kind of an update, really. And I wanted to update you really in terms of what I think about some of these box sets that I've acquired recently. The reason I'm doing this now is because often when I get them, I just tend to put them on my shelf. I don't get time to listen to them often for quite a long time afterwards. But I've been listening avidly. And the first one I want to talk about is the 50th anniversary of the White Album. Obviously I've got the full deluxe Dog's Bollocks version, and I must say this is worth every single penny paid for it. It sounds absolutely stunning. The bass is richer, the drum sound is just, you know, it's just it sounds a lot better than the version I had before. It's absolutely beautiful. Interestingly, it got me thinking about what is my sort of favourite Beatles album, whether it's Abbey Road or the White Album. Abbey Road is just perfection, I think, but sometimes it just feels a little bit too perfect. What I like about the White Album is it has its lulls and inconsistencies, but this seems to kind of make it real in many respects. I think I'd probably plumb for the Abbey Road album, really, after listening to this recently, but it's this album is certainly a beautiful album, and without doubt probably one of the finest double albums of all time. As I said, the original album on discs 1 and 2 sound absolutely amazing, and the Isha demos are really interesting as well. I used to have these on bootleg years ago, but they've obviously been sonically tweaked and sound a lot more interesting, certainly a lot more entertaining. I love Child of Nature, of course, which obviously was an early reworking of John Lennon's Jealous Guy. And the version of Junk on here is lovely as well. It's almost as if McCartney hasn't sort of formulated the words to it yet. But Junk is also an incredibly sort of melancholic song, imbued with a sense of pathos, which eventually wouldn't see the light of day until his first solo album. Interesting to hear them running through Mean Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pam, of course, which obviously would see the light of day on the Abbey Road album. But the sessions as well, what's interesting about the sessions, you hear the band, they seem to be in good form, good humour, communicative, engaging, because we're always led to believe that the White Album was a sort of a shambolic affair with them hardly ever sort of keep speaking to each other and the band sort of falling out. But that doesn't seem to be the case when you listen to the sessions. Obviously the quality of it is absolutely fantastic. As I've said, the paper is absolutely brilliant, and the liner notes, the amount of stuff that's written in here about the recording of this album and the history of it. If you don't have this and you're a fan, I just cannot recommend it highly enough. It's one of the best buys of the year, I think. Or last year, wasn't it? Last year it came out, can't remember. Anyway, that's that one. Second box set I bought was this one. It was the 50th anniversary of Electric Ladyland. I must admit I'm a little bit disappointed with this. I don't think the original, the CD of the album sounds that much different from the version I had before. First of all, the Live at Hollywood Bowl sounds dreadful, and the sessions, the recording sessions are quite interesting, and it's great that it comes with that documentary, The Making of the Electric Ladyland Blu-ray, which is quite interesting, especially for me when I want to put together a classic album review on this album. So overall I think this is a little bit disappointing in some respects. I wish I'd just kept my original CD and not bothered with this one. However, that being said, you know, the booklet is nice, you know, lots of information, which kind of tips the balance for me. I love the handwritten lyrics. But it's this sort of stuff, you know, information, photographs from the recording sessions, which make it interesting, making it an interesting buy. That's definitely one to enjoy later. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but I personally find it could have been a lot better. Next one, which was left under my tree by Father Christmas, of course, is this one, the 50th anniversary of Ogden's Nut Gone Flake. Now this really is absolutely astounding. I mean, I got this at a ridiculously low price. I think Amazon dropped a bollock there, to be honest with you, but 4 CDs, it's just it's a great testimony to this great album. So anyway, in terms of the discs, of course, disc 1 is the mono LP. It's always interesting to hear kind of how perhaps the band intended it. The stereo LP is rendered on CD2, but CD3 is the outtakes, which are really interesting, especially when you've got colourful characters like Steve Marriott in the mix. And the DVD, of course, is interesting. You get performances of some of the songs from this era, but more importantly for this is the quality of it. It's much better quality, I think, than the Hendrix 50th anniversary, and without a doubt, the photographs, the quality of the paper, and the information, the text is just definitely worth buying. So this one, yes, if you're a fan. The White Album, go out and buy the deluxe version. Even if you're not a fan, it's just, you've got to have it. It's absolutely incredible in terms of its sound and what you get with it. I mean, it's just beautiful. Hendrix, the 50th anniversary edition, you know, I would have been quite happy to just stick with my original CD. Anyway, that was just a brief update. Hope you're all well. Click like and subscribe, but more importantly, please do keep listening.